I'm so glad that you were able to experience spring recess this last week. I hope everyone had a wonderful time. I hope you did something that was out of the ordinary. Um, and I'm so curious to find out all about it. Today is a pretty special day. You might have heard that there's going to be an eclipse, a solar eclipse today during in the morning. About an hour, I think it's going to be. But it's a pretty big deal because something like this doesn't happen too often. And I think that I think I read somewhere that the next solar eclipse of this level won't be until 2044. 2044. So think about how old you might be in 2044. I think I'm going to be 100. Just kidding, I'm not. Anyway, I hope that today we have a great day. But here's what the one thing I need to tell you. You probably know, I know your parents got a message, that the big no-no is staring at the sun during the eclipse. It's really dangerous. It's not good for you. It could really, really harm you. So I'm going to tell you myself, I know that you got a message already from your parents. Do not do that. Do not look at the sun with your bare eyes or with the naked eye. So I'm just telling you that. Don't do it. It's not good. It's not healthy. So I don't know, depends on your teacher. You might have an opportunity to see the shadow of the eclipse. I'm going to add a video on this message for how to do that. But it all depends on your teacher. Your teacher can decide whether or not you'll be able to do that with them. Okay.
I'm Kalisa from the Planetary Society. Today, I'm going to show you a cool and safe way that kids can observe a solar eclipse. All you need is a push pin, 2 paper cards, and a sunny place. We're going to make a pinhole projector. With a pinhole projector, we can watch the shape of the sun change during an eclipse without having to look directly at the sun. To make your projector, use your pin to punch a small hole in the middle of one of the cards. And that's it. You're done. Now, take your pinhole projector outside, but don't look at the sun. Instead, look for your shadow. You want to see the shadow of your head and shoulders clearly, either on the ground or on a wall. Next, hold up the card with the hole and rest it on your shoulder so you can see the shadow of the card next to the shadow of your head. Now, hold up the second card until its shadow overlaps the shadow of the first card. Now look at the second card. You should see a small circle on it. The circle is actually an image of the sun. Your pinhole projector has projected it right onto your second card. Right now, the image of the sun on your card is a circular shape, but during a solar eclipse, you'll see a crescent.
You can see that the structure is being built, the playground structure is being built. So that's exciting, isn't it? So we're waiting for our contractors, the workers, to bring some more pieces to it to add for safety. Okay, so it's not ready yet, and so you'll notice because there's a fence around it, so you won't have access to it yet, but you will soon. Your teachers will be talking about what the rules and the expectations are going to be for you using the structure and when you might be able to use the structure. So that's one thing that your teachers are going to be talking about pretty soon. And in my last video, I talked about for the lawn, lunch on the lawn, that you could turn in 10 brag tags for an opportunity to have lunch on the lawn. And I've been thinking about that. I thought, you know what? I think I'd like to start with 5, okay? Just as a compromise. And so we're going to start with 5 brag tags. So if you submit 5 brag tags to Miss Ronnie, you'll be able to enjoy lunch on the lawn, okay? But it's gonna require a lot of cleanliness. We're not going to just you're not just going to throw your trash, let it fly away on the lawn, because that's going to really dictate whether or not we'll keep it open or not. Okay, So, but I know that you can do it. I know that you can do it because we have a lot of folks who really care about our playground. And so I'm trusting in you that you'll be able to do that. And then for those of you who are sitting on the outdoor benches, I do want to remind you that when we eat, we sit down. There's no standing while eating. We sit down because standing up does cause more of a mess, and it's also not the safest thing. So I want you to remain seated, and if you need a reminder, we'll come around and remind you. But I hope that we don't have to remind you because you're not going to like that. So make sure that you're sitting while you're eating, and that way everything will be just fine. All right? Well, let's have a great week. I am so excited to see you today. I hope that the choices that you make today are respectful, they're inclusive, and they require taking care of our playground. And just to remind you, it's going to be warm this week. So guess what you're not going to need on the blacktop? Come on, say it with me. Sweatshirts and jackets, okay? Leave those inside your classroom. Do not bring them out. You're not going to need them in the warm weather. So leave them there, and that way we're also not having to be picking those up after recess and lunch times, okay? All right, see you later.